And slowly I drift away from Hearthstone to make my own card game because reasons and stuff. This is just 5 cards that I can spawn right now for stupid reasons. But I can make some cards right now. And I want to do it in this episode. Show you guys how I translate Hearthstone cards into whatever the fuck this is, bro. Emoji language. Holy shit. Wanna know what this means? Any friendly minion getting tapped is gonna trigger you getting 2 mana. You know, 2 extra mana. Isn't that cool? I like that. This is 1 armor, meaning it takes 1 less damage from all sources. This is extra mana cost. You have to sacrifice 1 card. You have to upkeep this minion by 1 mana every single turn. And when this minion dies, you gain 1 mana. Isn't that crazy, bro? Then we just invented card game language. But let's see if I can translate some Hearthstone cards. There's 1 rule. There's just like 1 rule. Alright? I can't generate cards, okay? Hearthstone has a lot of that shit where you shuffle cards in, you generate death rattle effects and whatnot. But let's go all the way back and see some cool stuff that I might want to recreate. Rising in complexity over time. Now, the way my game works is you have shields instead of health. So you have like 3 shields and you still have to KO your opponent. So basically 20 health, but you have to actually deal 5 or more damage in 1 turn. Otherwise, you don't take damage. But you start off with like 4 or 5 mana that you get to choose. You start with 3 mana and you have 5 cards that you can turn into mana. Okay. I don't want to recap the rules. I have made a video about it. If you want to know the rules, that's the last video here. Or rather, I'll just show it here. I made it when I was isolated. And now I'm just going to be having fun making the card game. But I don't even need to program anything, alright? I don't want to program anything because that's too much work. So I'm just like, I make the card, and we just play it, you know? And I just tap the card, if I want to tap the card. If I attacked, you know, it's visible, everything. I can flip the card upside down and turn it into a shield. So yeah. You draw like 5 cards. I can turn this into a mana card, like small one. So like, bam bam. I don't need to tap mana. I don't need to do anything with mana because you just kind of know how much mana you're spending regardless. And I summon this 3 mana dude and whatnot, and I can clear everything. Those are functionalities of my 4 elements, boys. But let's see. What are the spicy cards that I can like recreate? Deathwing I can definitely recreate. It's a little bit boring though. Sea Giant I cannot recreate because there's another thing. I don't know how to mana cheat, my friends. Maybe I'll just not mana cheat. I can definitely recreate it. It doesn't require some kind of like a summoning effect. You could say, but yeah, for each minion on the bat, it's actually like one of the more complicated ones. To reduce the cost based on something that's going on. So I can't do giants, and I don't really care about that. It's almost like complicated math as well, that you would have to do anyways. This card game would be physical, right, as well, because you don't have to, you know, generate cards. Or I probably would use tokens though on top of the card game Just like a generic pile of tokens like what is checkers pieces, right? You put a token on top of a card and it's like powered up a little bit. What is the spiciest thing we can take here? From every expansion, I'll take one card. There's Divine Shields here. Wait, where? Where is Divine Shields? It's supposed to be a triangle. I don't remember anymore. I don't even know if it spawns with a Divine Shield anymore. I guess not, then. Well, that sucks. I can forget what these mean. I literally don't know. I know that this is like, you can't attack it. It's like reverse taunt. Like everyone else is a taunt. This is the last creature that can be attacked. This one I already forgot. It's supposed to be like a star. Yeah, I don't remember. I know this turns into a shield. But a shield, if you destroy a shield, you draw a card, right? So that would mean that it's permanent, right? But if it turns into a shield, it turns into an open shield. Right? And it has to be destroyed and goes straight to the graveyard. It's a little bit different. Well, that's annoying. I forgot what this means. And that's kind of cool at the same time. Now it's a mystery. I have to, like, decipher based on, like, what does the plus usually mean? Why is that here as well? That means the same thing usually, right? So I'm not yet sure. Anyways. Deathwing is like the coolest card. I probably wouldn't even take a single thing, but let's do something very simple. Like, other minions have +1/+1. For now, there's not going to be any spells, by the way. Just minion combat. Because why not? Why should I worry about spells? I can show you how I make my first card. It's a little bit awkward, because it cuts off, right? Well, not really. Because we're gonna remove, all that shit. All that shit. Just delete. There you go. And the name doesn't have to be written. It's written on the file itself. Now we have to just go to the grocery store and get the effect. So we need to just apply a rune. Meaning it's a permanent effect. As long as this stays on the board. Or a passive effect while it stays on the board. Where... Okay. So we get all friendly creatures, right? This is friendly. And gain +1/+1. This one's a little bit annoying because I have to like shrink it down. It will literally do the same thing. Because that's the premise of the video. Also, yeah, I have to be more careful with this. Maybe I should start with the numbers. And then I shrink it down. Seems good. And that's the effect. Translated. Now, it's not more simple than this text. Funny enough. But we're gonna rise in complexity very fast. And I want to see what is the most complicated card we can get that is written in these emojis, like, become super simple. I want to see, basically. It's still pretty simple. It's just like all friendly creatures is a little bit of a messy thing. Like targeting a lot of things or exclusive things or whatever. This could be simplified into one, basically. If it was just one, like, yeah, you can just, like, type an A in here inside or something. I don't know. If I'm desperate to simplify. We're gonna give a rarity of green of all these cards. And now the stats. Can I keep the same stats? Well, probably. Probably I can. 7 is a lot, by the way. 7 is a lot of mana to spend. But this is really powerful, too. I can keep the stats. It literally doesn't matter. We're gonna balance things out anyways, even if they're broken. And then I just save it as a new card with a name. I literally copy and paste everything. Well, Giga Champ. We're definitely gonna meme a little bit more. Alright, we can't just do the same thing. But that would be the idea, right, of what we're doing in this video. Taking somewhat interesting card and translating it. Again, I cannot summon anything. I can barely heal. Like, there's plenty of limitations. At the end of turn, that would be a really disgusting one. But let's go to the next expansion. But, like, actual expansion. I want to skip a few things that way. I do have to open the crafting, because I don't have everything. Yeah, almost every single card generates a card. Which is crazy. Almost every single one. It's kind of annoying. Like, can I do Matter Bomber? I wouldn't do that, unfortunately. I wouldn't do that. But yes, I would be able to do that. This is a spreads damage. And if I want to spread to any creature, I would just say this. This means anything. You know, if anyone dies, if you kill anything... No, if anything gets killed, you can say, like, the enemy gets killed. You can exclude yourself. This would technically, like, if you're spreading damage, you would definitely exclude yourself anyways. So this is pretty given. I don't have to use this. But yeah, this means just anything, so anything receives damage, including your minions. Now, if you remove this, just enemies receive damage, because that's just a damage thing. This is also very similar, but this is not really spread damage. It's more like it's targeting weakest creatures. So if it spreads like 3 damage, it will seek who are the weakest creatures. With 1 health, 2 health, you get the idea, and tries to kill that with the amount of damage it holds. While spread damage is completely random. If I have like 4 spread damage, and I have, well, not random actually, but based on your arrangement of cards, which you're not supposed to like move around, but everyone receives 1 damage if I have like 4 damage spread. And this guy is going to receive 2 damage. It's not random. Not random, guys. So, there's no such thing as, like, random as well. Which is, like, great. We're not generating cards and we're not making things random anymore. But, unfortunately, this expansion doesn't seem to hold anything valuable here. I could do this, but I cannot buff other creatures as well. Unfortunately. There's one way I can buff other creatures, is by turning the entire card into a buff. The entire card. Meaning, so, if I have this effect on a card, I have to put the card on top, on the bottom, and this would be like a bonus. You know, this is how it would look like. That would read, like, +2/+2 or whatever. The entire card. But otherwise, like, again, you must understand, I can't just come up with a buff that doesn't actually, like, exist anywhere. I can do, like, if a creature has 1 attack, it has +2/+2 as a rune. But, actually, that would be very difficult. Referring to stats is very difficult. So if I wanted to refers to status, I don't even have the token. Like, this is not an attack token. This is attack trigger normally. So, I don't even... I would be able to do that at some point. Maybe like this token, because this is equals in stats, right? So if something is equals... you know, you can just set up stats. Equals this. I don't have to... There you go. That would be the condition, right, of having 1 attack. Probably a squiggle would be nicer. Something like this. So it's like 0. Or like insignificant, irrelevant. I don't know why I said 0, because like that would be not true. Yeah, that squiggle is just like this doesn't matter. It can be anything. Alright, so 1 attack in any amount of health, and then it gets some kind of bonus or whatever. Now, I can buff the same creature. If I want to buff Hobgoblin himself for summoning 1 attack minion, I can use this. And again, I would have to use tokens. Wait. This thing. And again, it adds 1/1 stats. That means for every token that I receive, it's gonna have this effect. You can have like a Divine Shield if I want to. Maybe more... wait. I don't know. You can... Like, it has to also have permanent effect, but... you can sort of have this as well. But this one is complicated. Like, what does that mean? Well, you deal damage every time you gain that. It's weird. Yeah, but for every token you would deal this much damage. Spread damage. It's kind of interesting. So I literally can't use goblins and gnomes, right? This one is like really complicated. Because you have to know how many cards your opponent has. Draw up to a certain amount of cards. Can we invent a token here? Because, like, that one is tough. I have a a hand token to target the hand. But to be able to read the hand or draw cards to a certain amount, that seems pretty insane. To draw a card, I use this. It's like how many cards you're drawing. But to set the card amount, I could probably use this. This is set to a certain amount. Usually you would set stats, but I can probably target the hand, or kind of a few more things maybe. So I could set things to 3. But if I'm setting... Ah, interesting. If I'm setting from... I'm also discarding cards. So there has to be a not just set, but set upwards token. Set or increase. So I could do something like this. A set triangle that... A big S that sort of either buffs to a set amount or doesn't do anything. I can do this. I need to shrink it though. I'm also thinking of like a random... It's possible to do random. How? Well, random target. So if I summon a bunch of cards, they're sort of like random in terms of what is on the board, right? So you add mana cost together, or maybe like attack values together. So we have 10 attack values, and then we just pick a 10th card. So we divide 10 by 5, and we get this bad boy. It's a 5th and a 10th card. So this would be eliminated. Get the fuck out of here. By randomness. I don't like monkeys. But monkeys are known for winning randomness, I guess. Winning with randomness. How do we... I like the dice idea. I guess the dominoes sign, right? But what? Is that the domino? The domino would be smaller. And that's no longer a dice if it's a domino. That's so annoying. How do I turn dice into a symbol? Because this is a very, very complicated thing. You know what? I got it. It's a Hearthstone logo. That's random right there. It starts like this. There you go. I can even do like this so everyone knows. This random voice. I like that. It's not bad. Maybe the leg should be like this. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool with me. Hearthstone, boys. That's where randomness is, except that the randomness is not random at all. But you wouldn't fucking do the math anyways until you just play the fucking card. You would just give up. Because how would you do the math fast enough without pissing off your opponent? You know? Your opponent will pull out a rope and harass you, threaten you with your life if you start calculating every move. So it is random. Alright, so let's do Jeeves, and it's a really tough card, but somehow I will make it happen. This is the only art I have. I need to put him in the background somewhere. This allows you to just dump your entire hand into mana. So it's definitely worth 4. Even to this day. But your opponent can do the same thing for free. For each, I can't do it. Both opponents have to. Both people have to be affected by this. Yeah, I can't recreate this properly, but, you know, this is as close as we're gonna get. I could make it that both players can use the creature, but it's like, it's kind of messy, bro. But I kind of have to do it anyways. Wow, this is fucking weird. This is weird. Two-sided creature? My goodness. All of these tokens I've invented over a long period of time, bro. And I still haven't invented this. I'm literally doing new things. Two-sided, basically. So if it can happen on your opponent's turn, it just happens. And or your opponent can actually use the creature. There's the ability to use the effect once, or the ability to use every turn. So your opponent would be able to do that for himself. That's kind of fancy, I'm not gonna lie. Set to 3. And that is the final look of the effect. Isn't this awesome, bro? Now we have simplified 3 lines into this, into just 1 line. I love this shit. This is awesome. Also, why did I shift the whole thing? No, that's fine. Alright, Jeeves, created. Except his name is, Let Me Get That. That is his actual name. Don't judge him for that. Serving both players, what an asshole. By the way, this effect is impossible. The cleave effect. Pretty much impossible. I mean, yes, there is an arrangement of cards. And I can do it. But it's so fucking powerful, by the way. It's insane. Because you get to attack instantly. Everything has rush. I don't want to create a lot of hollow hands. So cleave effects, I will try to avoid having them. What do we have here? You can replace your hero. I don't have hero powers, but I could. I could definitely have hero powers. It's kind of fancy. I could like lose all the shields, but gain something really powerful if I was actually trying to recreate cards. Because for now I'm just trying to recreate cards exactly. Like they work exactly the same. So is there a cool card that I can recreate? I don't. Well, this is BlackRock. There's not a lot to choose from. So understandably, not really. Again, we're trying to find the coolest card probably the most complicated as well. Jousting is kind of fancy if you properly do it. I do it with a crown emoji. Yes, I have jousting, except it's different. If you hold the highest cost minion on your board, you're basically winning, you know, winning the joust. But this just gets like Taunt Divine Shield. It's kind of boring. Replace a hero power. There's not a lot going on here. This actually would work. Mookless Champion would work, because I'm buffing minions. The problem is Inspire, I don't have hero powers, but I could like spend 2 mana, so it's just like literally the same thing, right? I could definitely do this. Okay, let's go. Yeah, the fold art is missing for most of these cards. It's kinda super sad. I'm not gonna lie. Pinterest fucking has it. Out of all places. Obviously, it's just gonna be Monkey Knight. Holy shit, this is a deadly weapon, bro. I don't think it has more attack than defense. Let's be fucking honest about the stats here. Alright, I'm gonna do a 2-6. This doesn't look like it hurts, unfortunately. Doesn't look like this guy is fast enough to even deal damage with this. Like, what the fuck are we talking about? 5-3? What the fuck? Yeah, so this is like a rune effect. The whole idea of adding tokens onto a card. It creates a rune which has this effect. Very interesting. But you have to pay 2 mana for it. Super simple, I think. And it works. And it's another 5 mana monkey. Let's go. Bamboon, bro. Bamboon Knight. Let's go. There you go, because he has a, you know, bamboo as a weapon. Bamboon. And he's a baboon. I've decided. Moving on. League of Explorers, boys. I can set, like, the shields back to 3 if I wanted to. But to not have duplicates in your deck, yeah, that's a little bit tougher. Yeah, I actually can't recreate most of these cards. I just can't. Reno, I can't do Bronze Beard. I can't double the effects, which is... I can't even, like, really interact with other creatures that much. Or their effects, like Death Rattles, I don't know. It's probably kind of weird. There should be something that would double the effect, right? I can have like a trigger effect. So it wouldn't be instant. You would like trigger this into triggering every single battle cry that is on the board. But then it's completely different card. That's so annoying. Trigger is interesting though. I'll definitely have to create something like that. Can I just... It's just an arrow, right? It's just the same arrow. Well, just a little bit fucking weirder. Wait, this is a trigger though. Oh, this is some weird shit. Because it's gonna look exactly the same way though. Ooh. Yeah, I have to think about it. Here's what I'm thinking. Alright. When you see... Shit. I mean... It's not gonna do your battle cries. I mean, your opponent's battle cries. But I still have to say friendly minion, though. Your battle cries. When you see your creature getting summoned, trigger that ability. This kind of says double it. I can double anything. I can double a kill ability. I think that's the... I don't even have to use this. Because it like triggers differently. It's almost like the same thing but with a circle. It's kind of fancy. I could even like flip this. But yeah. This seems proper. Bran. Instead of Reno. Reno, I would just not be able to do that. Because I can't read the deck as well. That's another thing I can't do. Can't really read the deck. I can't just look through all the cards in the deck. It's impossible. By the way, this card fucking sucks balls. I'll do it in a 2-drop. There's not a lot of, like, summoning abilities. I'll tell you that much. So it's like just normal stats, but a 2-drop. It's a little bit of a buff. It sucks. Like, there's not a lot of battle cries. You have to build your deck around it. It's some bullshit. You're gonna be really disappointed with this card. I'll tell you that much. This is not a Hearthstone for you guys. Don't play this. Next expansion, Old Gods. Should we recreate Cthulhu, bro? There's no way. I could look into the graveyard, though, and summon, Death Rattles. Except also, it's too specific, it's just annoying. I hate that. I can do Bran because, like, it's doable, but resummoning things from the graveyard? I actually don't have that, by the way. Summoning specific things from the graveyard. Actually, the Zot would be cool if, like, you gain special amount of mana to resummon things. Wow, that's kind of cool. This comes from your deck. But, I can do Graveyard, maybe, with one symbol. I can, like, resurrect things. Like that, maybe? From the dead. It's kind of cool. Cthulhu is kind of interesting. Again, I don't really have an icon for attack, which is annoying. But there's not a lot of ways to buff the attack either. You know, there could be some kind of weird tokens for Cthulhu. But again, I would just rework all the old gods in a completely different way. So we need to find something better. This kind of excites me, like swapping stats with something else. You could potentially like swap stats with your opponent's creatures too. Just like for one turn. That's so interesting. Like you can have a 1/1 that swaps into anything basically. Now your opponent is a 1/1, but as the end of it's kind of like removal, but it's like a really weird one. Where you can even like damage your opponent's other creatures. Now, again, I'm not here to invent new cards. I'm trying to find out a way to double the stats. No. No, don't make me double things. There are these cards that gain stuff for every minion your opponent has. But these are also really boring. Like, the design of these cards is crazy. Lame. Maybe enemy minion count could be used. I guess I need another thing for just counting things. I can do like apothecary. This one's a little bit too weak. But then I also have to like buff the creature with the tokens and stuff. Actually, ugh. Apothecary is weird because like there's no healing to a hero. You need to generate shields. Which is crazy if you get as many shields as... Ugh. Obviously, if I count like 3 enemies, like I can't even do that. God damn it, man. I want to count cards in my hands. It's kind of interesting. So that would be the symbol for that. The counting symbol. So the way... Also, I need the attack and health symbols. I technically have the hearts. Disgusting. Would this do it? I mean, it just is. It just is, though. It's a little weird, though. Because I also use this for, like, tapping the card as well. I mean, it's pretty obvious. I'm just changing stats anyways. But I'm kind of setting stats. Alright, we'll see. It's a little bit different. Because I don't want to, like, upgrade the card. I will change this a little bit. But we're going to be counting this. Every single... I can technically just use this whenever I feel like it. I can activate the battle cry whenever I feel like I have more cards. That's kind of even cooler, right? I count the cards. I guess I need to use the X. Because this question mark wouldn't fit very well. I guess this would just fill the blank like that. The asterisk. Not gonna lie, that's pretty weird thing to look at. This is a weird fucking dragon, I'm not gonna lie. I can always change the whole thing. If I see better ways to do it. It's very difficult to like communicate. Like if I ask you to write a comment, you wouldn't be able to actually explain how to do this. It's kind of crazy. I'll take it as a feature, not as a, you know, downside. Yeah, the weird thing is, oh, it's a lot worse. It's a lot worse than I thought. You kind of have to set it every single time. And it sucks because you don't get +1 attack. It doesn't stack because it gets set. Oh, this is so bad. It's so bad. You do draw 2 cards per turn though, so I guess somehow it gets compensated. I have just like the X as it stands. I don't need this. I can just flip these guys over. That looks way cleaner. Of like what the X stands for. I can do even double X. XY, not really, but like double X. It's the first X, second X of what I'm calculating. Where do I find the number? That's kind of nice. Alright. And weird. It's very different from this. But I concede, you know. I had to do something. Because the problem is I can't just give for every single token to indicate, because I need to know how much I've buffed the card. It either has to constantly switch, like here, to the attack, to the amount of cards I have. I'll buff the attack, alright? I'll turn it into a 4-drop with 3/4. How about that? I'll buff the attack, right? It doesn't have to just cry for not being able to do anything. And if you have a lot of cards, it can hit hard. I think that's fair. Why am I stupid, though? I'll do a 2/4. But I'll just, instead of setting, I'll just add. Like, why am I setting things? I can just add. Add the X. It's a little weird, but I think it's better than setting. It's kind of cool to set as well. I'm just like, I just really wanted to make the emoji though, you know. Not intended, but really want to. Something like that. So weird. It's still weird, man. Probably should have fit more of the dragon, but who cares? That is my best recreation of this. Well, at least they use like 3 lines on this card. Oh my god. Alright, let's speed things up. I can actually do dirty rats. Holy shit. Instead of this being resummoning. But this is like resurrection. This is summoning from your deck. Based on mana that you have. Or bonus mana. Ugh. This is a little weird. But this would be just summoning to the battlefield from whatever. I can grab my opponent's hands and summon something random. It's gonna be a little bit tricky to... How much text? 3 lines of text, huh? And I can have taunt, yes, I can have taunt. It's not impossible. I just copy and paste this token. And then we have taunt. I'll literally make it cost 1 mana, because, like, I don't think you're gonna like summoning creatures for your opponents. I'm just saying, bro. But this is how you would do it. You see random opponent hand summon. Yep. That's not what you do. Summon a random a creature. What else are you gonna summon from your opponent's hand? But it says random opponent hand summon. Yes. The reason why you really want to do this on 1 mana is maybe you can take advantage of this. By the way, fuck my life. Oh, not like this. Maybe you can take advantage of this when your opponent has no cards. But normally, summoning your opponent's creatures, you're just gonna die, bro. They're giant. Most of the creatures are not 1 mana, 2 mana. They're just not. And they're also not battle cries. Yes, every creature attacks immediately. I don't know. I want to see how this works out. Maybe we have to nerf it. Maybe it's so powerful. Holy shit. This is unintentionally super complicated. If you played Elemental last turn, bro. For me, it would be just 1 emoji, right? No. I don't have I don't have types of creatures. What do we do? Adapt? What the fuck is that? I have nothing. There's nothing I can do with this. I can sort of like do this, like if you have 5 mana, you can play the card. If not, then it just disappears. Or, I mean, not disappears, but like, it's gonna cost the original cost. That's kind of funny. Draw, but it costs 5 mana? What? Ooh, three lines of text. We can do this one. Now again, it's not gonna be exact copy, because... How? Yes, technically I can do like damaged, but this means attacked. If this is attacked. It doesn't even have to be damaged, by the way, when it's attacked. So that's something, but I don't have the token yet of getting damaged. I don't know if it's necessary. So your shields, this is shield damage. Yeah, this gets attacked, you get 4 shield damage. I could do 3. Technically this card is like really, really bad in Hearthstone. And shields are pretty... Like if I attack with 2 creatures into this, not only I kill this very likely because he cannot defend himself. Yeah. It's gonna take 3 damage. There you go, buddy. Shit. Enjoy. I still think... No, this is probably fine. It's a 5-drop. Maybe some nerfs will be needed for this card, but like... For now, it's whatever. It has so many heads. It kind of inspires me to do special attack. You get to choose, basically. With this one. This is unusual. To be able to choose. But this would be spread damage. But as spread attack damage. I'm not sure. Actually, I have to use 5. This should do it. Yeah. It's not forced. Funny enough. You get to choose if you want to target just one creature or just spread your damage. Because, like, I don't see what kind of creature would be forced in not being able to target things. Like, only if you're fucking blind, but then, like, yeah, it's a very special case. I'll add this to Hydra. Let's do all the way up to Witchwood. No particular reason. We just ran out of time. So 3 more cards. I can give 1 buff to a creature. Alright? In a very particular way. But like, I kind of can't. Because when that creature will die, this will be able to do it again. But I guess I can just do 1 rune. So if I do 1 rune, I can give a permanent effect or a passive effect once to whatever I want. But it can't switch anymore. But this thing has to stay alive. Which is ridiculous, right? This thing gives taunt, so it will probably stay alive. But to give taunt, I don't actually have the tag. I could just like straight up give this thing, but nah. Gotta draw a new one again. Alright, that's how it looks like. I mean, it's a nerf. This can be killed, sort of, but not really. And when there's taunt in the way, like, there's no way you can kill through the taunt, and that's a cool little bonus if you can. I'm not gonna complain. I think this is self-explanatory. And here's the finished product. I mean, it's something. You can, honestly, it's a little bit of a buff because it's not really a battle cry. You get to choose when to apply this effect. Funny enough, I can make darkness. I can do it. You shuffle? No, it would be super complicated card. But in order to make something dormant, you just apply this tag. And then to remove the dormant effect, you do this. Actually, you do this, and then you can remove the tag with this. After 3 turns... No. It starts dormant. And it needs this condition, right? I can shuffle my own cards into the deck. Or shuffle some bones into the deck. But it's weird. It's weird. And then it just not dormant anymore. It's not that complicated. Yeah. What else can I do? I literally walked through all these cards already. There's a lot of spell-related garbage somehow in Kobolds. I'll just turn this into Divine Shield. This one. Because that's my best guess. This cannot be attacked until everything is dead. This gives a shield. from himself. Turns into a shield. And this is just Divine Shield. Here you go. Meaning that it would get a token by default. Right. Well, you can sort of remember one things that you do, just like if you use the ability or not. You can sort of remember that. But anything above that is really complicated. Yeah, whatever. I'll do this card. This is not known as... not well known as a card, but Recruit as a mechanic is being used. And this sort of means the same thing, but not really. You have to, like, use mana for this stuff. Which is exactly what this does. It uses 4 mana, 4 extra mana. Not really extra mana, it takes a 4 cost minion. I can actually use mana from the top of my deck, right, to recruit. Even the mana that I have. So this would be more flexible that way. And I would definitely turn this into a 4-drop, because you don't get to control this. Sometimes you even gonna miss entirely. It's gonna be giant minion, or like a 5 mana minion and you only have 4 mana that it originally gives you. I'll show you. It's probably my best bet, because everything else is completely unchangeable. Ugh. I will not have permanent stealth minions. Don't worry about that. Oh my god, Mini said, wow. Me buy. No, nothing happens. Now we'll continue not playing Hearthstone. I just complete quest and that's it. For the golds. This card looks so ugly, bro. Holy shit. I don't like where this is going. I have nothing better to do though. It's pretty hard to summon cards, so summoning does work when you recruit something. But yeah, there's a literally special recruit icon. And I can give mana by just saying +4. I think you would understand. You can recruit twice, by the way. As long as you have mana for it. Alright. But I can't just recruit specific minions. Like 1, 2, 3 attack minions. That would be like weird and stuff. The legendary I'm referring to. Oh, that guy is crazy. So with someone a 2-drop and 3 mana becomes random. Well, we do have the recruit ability to be able to summon. Also, it's a summoning effect. I don't know. This probably have to be buffed. This seems weak. The way it is. Even with the bonus idea. I mean, even in Hearthstone, it wasn't played. It could be some... I mean, it barely does anything, by the way. I don't even know, bro. You sort of get the extra... I don't think it's even good. This expansion is even worse. Are you kidding me? Like, so much worse. There's nothing, bro. The only on the battlefield... the solo. The solo cards. Also, this is not a solo card. This is fucking garbage. But I can create solo cards. It's just like... It's weird. It's not that bad. Solo cards are not bad. Because your opponents would still destroy everything. Because tapped cards don't trade. Most of the time. And you just go back and forth killing each other's minions like that. Kind of weird. I really can't show an example. I can't. But you can imagine, like, these goes back and forth. Like, this kills that, and the other one kills the other one. Everything for free, because all of them gets tapped and they can't strike back. So that's already interactive, guys. Wow, so interactive. Funny enough, to break the shield, you don't have to tap. You just have attack points, and like you just leave them and they have 5 attack to break the shield. It's kinda... That's how I decided, I don't know. We're gonna experiment with different variations and see which one is most fun. And we still need to know how to calculate fun. So, yeah, let's do the solo cards. This is so the only card in the battlefield, bro. Holy shit. Plus 2 plus 1 basically is how you actually translate, and you still get a Yeti. Yeti that gets plus 2 plus 1 for a ridiculous condition. It's nonsense, bro. So we're gonna do it as a solo card. That would be like cool, actually. But wait, I can't. Well, I can have permanent buffs. I can. It's a little weird, but I can. I like that I can revive some shitty cards, but I can only do that because everything else is impossible, bro. Or it's just too generic. Oh shit. There's another fucking attack requirement. This one I kinda really want to have. God damn it, a stupid attack thing. I need a token for that, but I also need a token for like less and stuff. Well, I have it. Less is here. Alright. Attacked. Well, that's the attack token though. Oh, it's just like really weird. I guess to like truly specify like 100%, I can turn this into a sword and a heart. Because normally they have values inside. I can just like add this. But like, let's say it's a sword. Ugh, it's kind of ugly. It's not the worst. But, yeah, I prefer this. Even though it's, like, so stupid. It's not even worth it, basically. Yeah. Alright. Well, I'm not doing Mossy Horror, though. But could I? Could I do it? So, destroy. Well, it spawns. And then, what are gonna be the targets? We take literally all creatures. With attack less than 3. And we destroy them. That was easy. It's very difficult to read. Well, not really. I think we have like the most emojis here. the longest sequence so far ever made. Even though it's supposed to be kind of simple. It is just 3 lines. I don't know, it's so weird. I couldn't turn this into like a small mathematical thing. But instead of like less being like this or like that, that would just point up and down. Because like, for fuck's sake. That was confusing back at school. And it's still kind of weird. It's weird, like, why is this more when it comes to the X? Because, like, wow, it's, like, getting bigger and stuff. Shut the fuck up, though, but it's pointing here. You know? I'll talk definitely more about my card game. There's some unique effects that Hearthstone doesn't have. Like, these are kind of good examples. Oh my god. Oh my god. Hey, I drink cocoa. I don't burp. This is not a burp. This is summoning a demon, bro. Anyways, this is lingering effect. If the creature dies, it stays for 1 turn and does something, right? If a creature dies, it becomes food, and you can use it once. You know, crazy, right? If you want to kill your own creature, it's gonna do an effect. You can sacrifice your creature for something. And then you just have the biggest creature. It could just be a solo effect as well. So what kind of emoji we need for a solo effect? Because, King of the Hill, am I right? The leader. Well, this gives me an idea of, like, alpha. By the way, I still want to laugh. A Yeti is a 4/5. So this gets +1 tempo points. How cool is that, bro? Against the Yeti. It gets +1 tempo point against the Yeti, bro. This is ridiculous. I've never seen such a shitty fucking card. I'll do the sun. Because you get like a spotlight effect. And that's the only light source we know. We can start with the sun. I also want to rearrange this into elements. Oh, I know. This is the wind element. Here we go. This is the social element. Very good. Perfect. Yes, all of these are ranged based on how much more they are to be like wind, water, earth, or whatever. And these ones I'm satisfied with. They feel okay. They might not be in the same theme though, but I don't care anymore. It's too hard. So solo would be this buff right here. I could make it like while it's solo, it has +3/+3. I can literally remove these icons. I could do that. Maybe it's for the better to do that. That would be a little bit cooler, I think. Simplify to insanity, bro. But I want like a 4/4. Maybe it spawns as a 4/4. So I'm too lazy now. I have to finish the video, bro. I'm almost like not stealing Hearthstone cards at all. I'm giving them a new life. Isn't that crazy? Sue me, bitch. This is why there's lawyers and they can sort of lie. they're not lying. They're just citing because morality is not like easy to comprehend. There's all sorts of points of morality. So I'm just giving a new life to these creatures, bro. Because Blizzard forgets to do that, you know. These cards were not played whatsoever. Some of them. And what the fuck is that shit? And they don't deserve to be buffed in anything? What the fuck? Alright, that's my collection now. I'll just show like the newer cards and stuff. Yeah, it's like a Minecraft boss. So we did that. I like it, man. It's so simple. And like you can see this sort of text from like a mile away. It's so fucking cool. Alright, bye. Bye-bye.